What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Justin Ford podcast, where I'll be releasing life-changing principles and valuable information focused on all things faith, finance, family, fitness, real estate, and so much more. Let's go! What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Justin Ford Unleashed podcast. Super excited to be with you here again today. Hopefully you've been doing great since the last episode. If you're loving the show, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. You can also subscribe to your favorite podcast platform. And if you're really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. We absolutely love to hear your feedback. And if you haven't followed me yet on social media, you can at the official Justin Ford. Again, at the official Justin Ford. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and also here on YouTube. Got an absolutely incredible show in store for you today. But before we get into that, I do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is a team of professionals that believe everyone should be treated as if they live next door. The founders and team members have more than 150 years of combined loan experience, helping clients all over the country choose the best loan program to help you accomplish your goals. Next Door Lending is currently licensed in 24 states and has a team of over 100 loan officers specializing in helping you get the best rate and terms. Whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call my friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. As you know, I love bringing guests on the show to really highlight their success, share their story. And one of the types of guests that I absolutely love bringing on our show are people that I have the opportunity to work with within the real estate industry and our EXP family. And I don't just bring anybody on. I bring icon agents onto the show, agents who have created success at a high level and that are doing some big things in the industry. And so please help me welcome my guest, my friend, and my business partner at EXP Realty, Miss Joni McArthur.
Hey, Justin.
Hi, Joni.
How's it going?
Good. Thank you for making the drive down because you're actually on the west side of the state over in Grand Rapids.
I am.
And we talked about, are we going to do this in studio or are we going to do this virtual? And you're like, you know what? If we can go to lunch after, I'll drive down. Because it's not like it's 20 minutes away. It actually took you almost 2 hours to get here.
It did. Yeah. I figured a lunch was due.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So definitely excited to do that. But what I love too is you didn't just drive and like do nothing for 2 hours. You're doing real estate.
I was.
Yeah.
The whole way here.
The whole way here.
Getting closings scheduled. Yep.
That's what the real estate life is all about. And a couple shows ago, I was talking to somebody about how I think people look at the outside of real estate and they see like it looks sexy and it looks fun and it looks awesome, but they don't see the nitty gritty. They don't see the in the trenches. They don't see like deals falling apart or
putting out fires,
having to deal with crazy personalities. Like, because when you deal with the general public and a lot of different people, like there's a lot of weird people out there.
And emotions. It's so emotional.
It is so emotional.
Yeah.
And I often say, because we're in this every day and this is what we do, our clients don't.
Yeah.
Like this is big for them.
Right.
This is big.
And regardless, we have to stay cool.
We have to because they look to us, right? When things aren't working out the way that we hope they would, because there's a lot of moving parts in a transaction, right? You've got 2 agents typically. You've got insurance agents, mortgage lenders, title companies, appraisers, inspectors, and it's just a lot that we deal with.
Yeah. I always say everything is figureoutable, though.
It is. And it's awesome how like most of the time things just seem to work out. But you gotta go through some hoops sometimes.
But you gotta have a team of people around you that are like-minded, that are solution-driven, and that really care about your clients. And that's the only kind of people I want to invite into my business.
And the cool thing about real estate is we are able to do that.
I know.
We get to pick and choose who we want to associate with and who we want to work with. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, because you chose to come over to EXP and we've been working together now for over a year.
Yeah.
and we've got to know each other. We were just talking about how we got to spend some really quality time together in Vegas last year at the EXP conference, which was super fun.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll be able to do that again this year because that conference is coming up.
Yep.
But let's talk about you. So how long have you been in real estate, and what did you do before?
How far back you want me to go?
Go as far as you want. It's your story.
Okay. So I was in direct sales.
Yep.
We'll go back that far.
Yeah. And can you explain what direct sales is for those that don't know?
Yes. Direct sales is where you normally have a product, and you back then would take it into a home, and we would do home parties.
Kind of like Arbonne or Mary Kay or
Yep. And I sold sterling silver jewelry. It was for a company called Zapata Designs, and it was the greatest ride of my life.
Yeah.
It really was. They showed me the world, but they taught me sales.
Yeah.
And what they really taught me is that sales is really not sales.
Right.
Sales is service.
Yeah.
And
that's so
if
good.
you are able to service your clients, you're going to be successful.
Right.
And that's what I did. And they taught me how to not take things personal, how to close the sale, how to answer ask open-ended questions, things like that. And it's kind of crazy because when I talk about real estate, I say everything I learned, I really learned through Zapata. And I just transferred the product.
Yeah.
It went from sterling silver jewelry to helping people find homes. Now, is it a lot more complicated? Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
what's cool about that is, and I love how you said sales is service, because really it's just a relationship business.
Yeah.
If you know how to build relationships with people and take care of people,
it's so true.
They'll be your clients for life.
It's so true. And I don't say this to brag, but I say it because I work hard at it.
Yeah.
I have never paid for a lead in my life.
Yeah. You can brag on that a little bit. Nothing wrong with that.
I am 100% referral based.
Yeah.
So I just figure that if I do a good job for my clients, they're going to want to refer me to their family and their friends, and they know I'm going to take great care of them because I'm never commission driven.
Right.
I'm always service driven.
Yeah. And
I really feel that if you service your clients and you truly care about where they land, then and you help them through that process, they're going to say, oh my gosh, you have to work with Joni.
Right. Yeah. And then now you have these raving fans that you don't even have to pay to go out and advertise for you.
Yeah. Because they want their friends and family to have that same kind of service.
Yep. And I think that's when you say, I've never had to pay for a lead, I think that's every real estate agent's desire is to get to a place where you can have a great business by just referrals.
Yeah.
And so you were with Zapata, you were learning direct sales, you were learning how to service people. How long did you do that?
I did that for 14 years.
14 years.
Yes.
Wow.
I did.
That's a lot of time invested.
It is.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It was very sad. There were a lot of tears when that closed down.
Yeah.
But I had gotten into real estate. Shout out to one of my really good girlfriends, Janice Wright. She had gotten into real estate a year prior to me considering it.
Yep.
And I knew that my time with Zapata was ending. And so I called her and I picked her brain, and she was like, Joni, you were made for this. You were made for this. And so she was really very instrumental in me getting into real estate, and we still keep in touch. In fact, I'm going to see her in September.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So you kind of knew that there was an exodus coming, or at least that you needed to do something else, because 14 years in anything is a long run.
Yeah, and I was so thankful because I was out a year. I had a year of getting my momentum going in real estate before Zapata closed their doors.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like I was blindsided. Like
it wasn't like the door
friends.
Closed and you're like, oh no, what do I do now?
Yes.
You were already kind of building into real estate.
And I thank the good Lord above for that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so now how many years have you been doing real estate?
I think it's been 8.
8 years.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you got into the industry and you joined a brokerage.
Which I loved.
Yep. Over in what area?
Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids. So right in Grand Rapids. Yep. And you were there for, like, you've only, outside of EXP, you were only there, right?
Yeah. So I've been with EXP for a year and a half. So I started my career with my previous broker, which I loved. And I just have nothing but amazing things to say about them.
Yeah. And what was interesting was when I met you, because, you know, oftentimes you hear that people don't make changes unless there's something like of pain or something's wrong.
Yes.
But that wasn't the case for you.
It was not.
Matter of fact, I think you said you had cried.
I still get emotional about it because I love my friends there.
Right.
And I still have a pacing group that we have lunch together, and we still do texts back and forth.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of it that I miss.
Yeah.
But they just don't offer what EXP offers. And the writing was on the wall. I saw the business model of EXP, and I went, I remember this.
You saw it.
And I used to say way back when I got into real estate, I wish that there was a brokerage that had the business model of direct sales, because it was a win-win.
Yeah.
You didn't have to work your patoonie off all the time. You had different revenues of income, and you got incentivized. And I'm a carrot jumper.
Yeah.
I like free stuff.
and you know, it's crazy how like direct sales, network marketing gets such a bad rap, right? Like people on the outside looking in call it a pyramid scheme. They call it like all these other things.
Yeah.
And unless you've been in it, you don't really understand the magic and the excitement and all the fun that it really entails. Because I remember when I was introduced to Amway, I was 20 years old. It was my first introduction to business. And when I saw the model of network marketing, it wasn't even so much the money, because the money's great. Yeah. It was the relationships. It was the collaboration. And so I went on to, like, you know, when I left Amway, get into a couple of different other network marketing companies. And then when I got into real estate, after I had left Keller Williams working for Jeff Clever, I'm like, I'm going to create a network marketing type real estate company. And I had never heard of EXP before, because I understood the power of building relationships and leverage and multiplication.
Yes.
But it's crazy how there's so many people on the outside who think that there's something wrong with it. And it almost makes me question, you know, are they people, like people, like, are they relationship driven? Because if I were to ask you, what do you love most about direct sales, or what do you love about EXP the most, what would you say?
I feel like I have an awesome service to provide for them, and an awesome product.
Right.
And I'm one of those people that if I don't believe in what I'm doing, I can't do it.
Right. I'm the same way.
I will not pretend. You have to be authentic.
Yeah.
You have to be authentic, and you have to have integrity in everything that you do.
Yeah.
Especially business. Because people will smell a fraud.
100%.
A million
or
miles
that
away.
Commission breath, right?
Yes.
If you're all about just the commission, the client can pick up on that 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I try to challenge myself to never, ever, ever go down that path.
Right.
And there were years with Sopata when things were a little tough, but I always believed in our product.
Right.
And I always knew that what I was bringing to the table was going to bring value to the women's lives or the men's, because I served helping them shop for their wives as well.
Yeah.
So, and then the same with houses.
Yeah.
You know, I just truly believe that a realtor, I mean, anybody can go find a house.
Right.
Anybody can list their house. It's navigating through that whole process of inspections and negotiations and appraisals and closings and title and all of that. We've got our pulse on.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I love about what I love about network marketing or direct sales or even EXP is the ability to work together. Like if it wasn't for EXP, you and I wouldn't be sitting here right now, right? Because you're selling real estate on the west side of the state.
Yeah.
I don't sell real estate over there.
Yeah.
But because of EXP, we've been able to kind of, partner together and work together for something so much bigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, I looked at the rev share and I'm like, that's awesome. And yeah, I looked at the stock. I'm like, yeah, that can help for retirement. But now that I've been here about 2.5 years, the thing I love the most is the relationships.
Yeah, totally. And I can say that from my Silpata years.
Yep.
Some of my best friends are from Silpata.
Yep.
And they live in Arizona.
Yeah.
Or Massachusetts or California.
Right.
You know, they're some of my BFFs.
Yeah.
And I met them through Silpata. And I never would have met them.
Yeah. I look at like EXP as just a vehicle, right? Because you can sell real estate anywhere.
Yeah.
You could join any, direct sales company, and it's finding the vehicle that works best. Let's talk about your real estate business. So, last year, you came into EXP, and you were with a company that you absolutely loved.
Yes.
There was no reason to leave.
Correct.
Why did you consider looking at EXP? Like, what was the reason why you were open, to even take a look at EXP if everything was already going really well where you were?
Okay, well, I'm a learning junkie.
Yeah.
I love to learn.
Yeah.
And so whenever GRAR, our board, offers learning, I'm always there.
Yeah.
And so I went to one of the, I think it was I don't know, we had some kind of learning. I can't remember which one it was. And I sat next to two of these girls, and I was always so proud to say who I was with, because they really, in West Michigan, they are a great brokerage.
Yeah.
And so I sat next to these two girls, and I didn't know them. And of course, you always introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey, I'm Joni." And they were like, "Hey, I'm this, I'm that." And I said, "Okay, so where are you guys from?" And they go, "We're with EXP." And I looked at them and I go, "EXP? I've never heard of that."
Yeah.
And they go, "Who are you with?" And I told them, and they go, "Oh, yeah, we were there for a hot second." And in my head, I'm thinking, why would you have left there?
Yeah.
They're the best brokerage in West Michigan.
Yeah.
And so they gave me a pass to the world. They told me a little bit about it. And I went home and I got my investigative pants on and I started researching and I started looking at the business model.
Yeah.
So as soon as I saw the business model, I said, this is a no-brainer, but I didn't do it right away.
Right.
Because my heart was with my other broker.
Right.
And I almost went into kind of a denial thing where I just didn't want to see what it was offering because I knew it was going to require action.
Right. You can't unsee it. We always say that. Once you see it, you can't unsee
it.
Yeah.
So my husband, awesome guy. And he's my partner in life, but he's also my business partner. And I truly trust what he has to say because he had his own business for 18 years and he's smart.
Yeah.
So he was on his way up north hunting. I had a video that was sent to me and I sent it to him and I go, "Okay, here's what happened. Listen to this. Tell me what you think." And he was on his way up north and he listened to it 3 times because he had a long drive.
Wow.
And he called me afterwards and he goes, "Joni McArthur, what are you waiting for? This is a no-brainer."
Wow.
And my heart kind of sunk.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And my heart kind of sunk and I knew what I had to do. And it was a terrible breakup. It was a great breakup because they were fabulous.
Right.
They couldn't have been better. They wished me well. They welcomed me back if it didn't work.
Right.
But
it hurt.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the biggest thing of when my aha moment happened was I thought, okay, my brokers are amazing Christian men. They're very good at what they do. But when I am 80, they're not going to send me a check unless I produce.
Right.
But EXP will.
Right.
If I build it now, I'm going to be able to have money coming in, and I'm not going to have to be out there opening doors and slinging deals.
Right.
And so I just really looked at that, and I'll be honest with you. What what the sleeper was. That the whole rev share part of it was very attractive to me because
you were already
I experienced it.
Yeah.
I knew what that
through
could do.
direct sales. Yeah. You knew the power of building a team and growing something. Yeah.
Exactly. But the real sleeper for me that I didn't put a lot of stock into,
Yeah. Yeah.
no pun intended,
Yeah.
was the stock rewards.
Yep.
Because I have only been here for a year and a half, and I have over 37,000 in stock.
Right.
In a year and a half.
For doing what you were going to do already.
For doing what I was going to do. And God bless my other broker, but they were not offering that.
Right.
And heck, if it was just for the stock alone,
right,
it would be worth it, even if I didn't want to invite anybody else. But I have that personality trait that if something is really good, I don't want to keep it to myself. Even
if you don't get anything in return.
Exactly.
If you go to a great restaurant and have an awesome dinner with your husband, you're going to tell somebody.
Exactly.
You go see a great movie, you're going to tell someone.
Exactly.
Why not get paid to do it?
Exactly. And my other brokerage did give us just a tiny bit of a reward, but only for a couple of years.
Right.
And I just saw such a longevity of being able to have that passive income that is going to help our family. And I love what I do, and I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. Yep. But there will come a day when I hang up my real estate keys as far as being able to go out and produce.
Right.
But yet, because I built it now, I'm going to be able to still get a paycheck.
Yeah.
And to me, they always say that with women, if you're financially secure, you feel secure, which I know my only security is with God.
Amen. And we'll talk about that
and
too.
He will provide.
Yeah,
but, I do think that He gives us a good brain to use. And if there is a better way, like there was one time that I had a meeting with my pastor on taking a job where I was going to make a lot more money.
Yeah.
And he said to me, Joni, you make more money, you can bless more people. Get out there and make it.
Right.
So I do think that we have a responsibility to use the gifts that God has given us.
Absolutely.
To earn the money so we can give more away.
Yep.
Because I love that.
And you know what's awesome is I think in real estate, oftentimes we're not thinking of an exit strategy. We're not thinking of retirement. Mm-hmm. We're just out there grinding. And, I think one of the things that making the amount of money that we can make in this industry, like we just think it's going to be forever. But there is going to come a day where you don't want to open up doors anymore. There is going to become a day where you don't want to put out fires anymore.
Yeah.
What's the exit strategy?
Exactly.
Because real estate agents don't have a retirement party.
No, they don't.
When was the last time you were invited to a retirement party for a real estate agent? Never.
I know.
And the only way a real estate agent is going to retire is like what you just said, unless you have financial security and stability. Yeah. And unless you're intentionally investing into something right now as a real estate agent, or you got investment properties or something. I remember not too long ago, I did a deal with an 85-year-old real estate agent who's been in the business 50 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
Right. Me either.
And I love what you said about the stock, because I knew the power of like rev share or network marketing. But when I ran my numbers from that last year that I was at my own brokerage, I had a great year, and I took those exact same numbers and I put them into what it would look like at EXP.
Right.
Just from the stock alone, I'm like, I'm leaving money on the table.
I know.
Am I going to make a decision based on my ego of owning my own company, or what's best for my future?
Yes.
Planning for my future, my family, all of those things.
Yeah.
And I've been at EXP now for a little over 2.5 years, and my stock is in the six figures.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the stock price today is $20.
Yeah.
At one point, it was up to a 130. You know how they got that little simulator in the back where your stock is? You can say, well, what would my stock be if it was back to 130?
Yeah.
$1 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, why wouldn't I sell real estate at a company that's going to incentivize me and award me to do what I'm already doing?
Yeah.
I couldn't do that for myself at my own brokerage.
Right. Well, and the other thing, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
And I'm a believer because I trust who I'm following.
The Lord, amen.
But I have to look at that with EXP as well. Glenn Sanford, our leader, the first thing that he does whenever anything is brought to the table is ask, what is this going to do for our agents?
Yep.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Because he's not all about the money. He's continually adding companies that we are going to earn stock on.
Yeah.
And do we get all of it free? No, we don't. So let's just put that on the table.
Right.
But we can purchase 5% at a 10% discount with every closing.
From our check. Yeah. Every closing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's just money in our pockets when we decide to ride off into the sunset and not be out there opening doors anymore. That's going to be sitting there. And I'll never forget, we went to shareholders last year and we met a gal who's she and her husband just bought an Airbnb in Bali, and they did it with their stock.
It's crazy.
And they have an Airbnb, and then they have a place to vacation.
Yep.
That's money that I never would have gotten with the traditional brokerages.
You can't.
And I really do feel like the traditional brokerages are looking to us.
Yeah.
And the ones that cannot follow us.
Yeah.
They just can't duplicate what we're doing.
Yeah. And I was sharing this the other day, and there's a lot of great companies. The one you came from was great. The one that I came from was great. But models that were created based on the franchise model or the 100% model or whatever, a lot of great options out there.
Right.
They can't change their model
right.
to compete with EXP. They just can't.
Yeah.
And EXP is growing at such an amazing rate because agents want options. They don't want...
And to diversify.
Yeah, and to diversify. They don't just want... if it's all about just commission split, anybody could go to 100% brokerage. But that's not what it's all about.
Right.
And one of the things that I love about... Again, what we've been able to create is the culture and the collaboration. And so I want to touch on two things. Is obviously Ryan, who sponsored you into EXP, was not the first one to tell you, but he's the one that you chose to join EXP with. How did you make that decision, and why did you decide to join EXP Grand Rapids?
Well, coming from the direct sales world, I knew that who your sponsor was huge.
Huge, yep.
Huge. Like, you need to have somebody that is like-minded.
Yep.
So there were several that I spoke with.
Yep.
But I knew that they needed to be a believer.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be a part of the vision that he created, because it wasn't just going to be about real estate. It was about using our lives to make a difference in the people that we're doing business with.
Yep.
Because if we're all happy and healthy as we're working our real estate businesses, we're going to do better.
Yeah.
We're going to produce more.
Yep.
We're going to do nothing, because you and I, we're business partners.
Yep.
The better you do, the better I do.
And vice versa. Yep.
So we cheer each other on.
Yep.
It's not a scarcity type of business.
Right.
It is you go. I am so proud of you.
Yep.
Get out there and sell another house.
Yep.
It's not a competition.
No.
It's everybody's cheering for each other to do really well in their businesses.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I wanted to touch on too is going back to our group, our Grand Rapids group.
The best.
We have a class act group of...
I call it a team of all-stars.
I know.
The best of the best agents in the Grand Rapids area are a part of EXP Grand Rapids.
We just really do. And, we have a monthly meeting, and I love our monthly meetings. They're filled with amazing information that's going to do nothing but help us in our lives.
Yep.
And sometimes we don't even talk real estate.
Right.
So
the men do a Bible study. I know you're starting a Bible study for the women, and then Ryan does like a devotional, and it's just like, I love driving up there. I'll drive the 2 hours to go spend the morning with you guys. I love it.
It is great. It is great. But the other thing that I love is the travel, because with Sopata, we used to go on, they showed me the world. We went everywhere from Paris to Italy to Mexico to Hawaii to Barcelona. And everywhere in the United States. And I love travel. Never knew that I love travel, but it is a love of mine.
Mine too.
And we get to do that
Yeah.
with EXP. They
Yep.
offer that. They offer us to get together and get away for a few days
Yep.
and learn and collaborate and network.
Yep.
And I really missed that.
Yeah.
I had those several years with the other brokerage where that just wasn't something that we did.
Yeah. And what I love about traveling and going to events is there's 2 events a year that we actually can earn stock.
I know.
When you're an Icon agent,
Yes.
which you are.
Yes.
And so for those of you guys that are listening and you don't know, Icon is like the highest recognition you can receive from a production standpoint.
Yeah.
You hit your cap.
Yep.
You sell 20 more homes,
Yep.
and you're an Icon agent.
Yep.
Where you have the ability to be awarded your entire cap.
Yes.
Back in the form of stock.
Yes.
I know that was a big deal for you.
It was.
I remember even sitting in Vegas last year and you're like, I'm literally a couple of deals away.
Yeah.
And then when I saw you hit it, I was so excited. And so when we went to Vegas, you got stock to be there.
I know.
So not only do you get to do what you love, and
Yeah.
that's travel and collaborate, you get paid to do it.
And I love free stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I say free 99 is the best.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
So what is the vision for you? Obviously, you're building your real estate business. You know, we talked a little bit about before the show. This year's a little bit harder, right, for all of
Yes.
us because the market shifted. But I know
Yep.
you're doubling down. We're doubling down.
Yes.
You know, what does the next couple of years look like for you as far as growing your team? You've got some great agents that have already joined you at EXP. You know, I'd love for you to kind of share your vision for those that are listening, because there might be some people who are looking to make a change that might want to reach out to you. You know, what are you looking to do within your business and the type of people that you're looking to work with?
Well, I want the people, number one, that God wants to be on my team.
Amen.
I pray over my business.
Amen.
And I know that He is going to bring the people that I'm supposed to work with.
Yep.
And I just stay consistent and invite.
Right.
I invite and I stay detached.
Yeah.
If they, not everybody is going to see this right away. And I don't take it personal.
Right.
I just love on them.
Yep.
And I only reach out to them out of love.
Yeah.
Because I want them to have the goodness that I'm experiencing with this, because I look at them working for their commission.
Right.
And they're leaving stock on the table.
Yep.
And they're leaving rev share on the table.
Yep.
And I want the EXP goodness for them as well. As far as production goes, I am a worker bee.
Yep.
I love my job.
Yeah.
I love my career.
Yeah.
And I love that it gives me the freedom to work at 2 a.m. if I need to enter something or hire somebody to do it for me through a transaction coordinator. I love the freedom that it gives me, but I love servicing people. I love helping. My tagline is, I love to help people get from here to there.
Yeah. And you do that with your buyers and your sellers, but also with people who join you at EXP.
Absolutely.
And so if you're listening right now and you're an agent and anything maybe Joni has shared is kind of relatable, or you're looking to make a change or have a conversation, I would highly encourage you to reach out to Joni, because the good thing is even though she's in West Michigan, kind of like Zapata, right? EXP allows us to grow relationships and build a team outside of our local area, not just here in the United States and Canada, but in like 23 countries, which is absolutely incredible. Yeah. And so if you're listening right now and you want to connect with Joni, how can they get a hold of you? I know you're on social media.
I am on social media.
Yeah.
The best way is to text me.
Yeah.
616-894-1550.
Yeah.
I have email. It's just Joni McArthur at Gmail.
Yep.
And I would be happy to have a conversation, and zero pressure.
Right.
I don't ever want anyone to feel pressured.
Yep.
Because everybody's got their own path.
Yep.
And it may not be my path.
Right.
And that's okay. But I always say, I was listening to Cliff Freeman the other day, and I loved what he said. He said, there's nothing more expensive than a closed mind.
He was just on the show a few weeks ago, and he said that.
And it's so true.
Yep.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so I always say, it's okay if you say no, but I want you to know what you're saying no to.
Exactly.
Because that loyalty that you feel, I get that. I felt it.
You had it.
But I also have a responsibility, I feel, to use my life to be the best it can be.
I love it.
And if I can make it the best it can be, and that involves earning more money, that's just more money I can bless other people with.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so what's cool is if you reach out to Joni and have a conversation with her about EXP, you get Joni.
Yeah.
You get Ryan Ogle.
Yeah.
And you get Justin Ford.
Yes.
That's what I love about this opportunity is we're all in this together. We want to see each other win.
That's right. And it's what's really cool is that we did a 3-way with Tara Nash.
Yep.
And Tara is from the Silpata world.
Yeah.
And she knew
Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah. She knew I was with EXP and reached out and
now she's with EXP.
Now we get to do business together again.
Yep. And everything that she said, she's been here about 6 months, right?
She started March.
Yeah, so not even 6 months, 3.5 months.
And she's killing it. She's doing great.
Killing it.
Yeah.
She said she loves it.
Yeah, she does.
So that's what's awesome is not only can you have people on your team here in Michigan, you can have them in other parts of the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're blessed to have you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
We're blessed to have you too.
Appreciate you, Joni. And I'm so glad you were able to come in today.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to have you back again.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode here of the Justin Ford Unleashed podcast. I love being able to have my business partners who have created success within this space come on and share their story. And like I said, feel free to reach out to Joni. Her information was just shared a few minutes ago and have a conversation with her. Learn more about what EXP is or just real estate in general. Joni is one of the most incredible people on our team. She's sincere, and everything that she talked about today is from the heart, and that's why I love her so much. And so we appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode. Before I let you go, I want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by my friends over at Next Door Lending. Next Door Lending is not just the sponsor of our show. This is my personal loan officer team. This is who we send all of our buyers to, and they're absolutely incredible. Not only do they give the best service and the best representation, they have over 600 5-star reviews and a perfect Better Business Bureau rating. If you're a buyer and you're looking to get pre-approved and you want to work with the best, call my friends over at Next Door Lending. If you are a homeowner and you're looking to refinance and you want to know your options, call my friends over at Next Door Lending. And if you're a real estate agent and you're looking to work with a great team that offers great services and solutions in 24 states, call my friends over at Next Door Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. I always like to leave you with two things before we let you go. Number one, it's not how you start. What matters is how you finish. And number two, with God, all things are possible. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.